Hi, this is James Robert Deal, and I'm going to teach you a good recipe. Now, in my backyard, kale has survived the winter. The Italian kale has survived the winter. That's the long ones, the narrow long ones. The curly kale has survived, and the red Russian has survived, and they're all good. So I steamed my kale in a pressure cooker. Kale can take some pressure cooking, whereas other things need just in a regular pot, because pressure cooking cooks it fast and thoroughly, and kale needs to be cooked well. This is a butterfly colander. You can get it from Amazon for a few dollars. You put that in there, and you stuff your kale in there, and you put about an inch of water in the bottom, and then you put the lid on top, and you steam it till it starts rocking. Just turn it off. That's all it needs. Now, to introduce you to the other ingredients, what I did is I took my kale and I used my scissors to just cut it up. It's a very convenient way to do it. And the ingredients are lemon juice, and this is sprouted mung beans, and here's some sprouted rye berries. This is tahini, which is ground up sesame seeds. It's very runny and delicious. Whenever something needs to have the taste uplifted, add some tahini. And there's some olive oil. Sometimes I add that just for taste. And need some salt. And this is nutritional yeast. Buy the non-GMO. It's now available at Fred Meyer. With yeast, you know, it can be made from sugar cane, or it can be made from sugar beets. And sugar beets are often GMO. 95% of them are. But sugar is not, although it might have some pesticides on it. One of my gripes about nutritional yeast is that there's hardly any source of organic nutritional yeast. So I just think that whenever possible you should go organic. So let's just fill up our plate here. And let's give it some lemon juice. Lemon juice makes things taste good. It's one of those magic ingredients. Along with tahini from the Arabic store and nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast can make a dull tasting dish taste good. So there's my lemons, and I got to get my flax oil. If you're going to try to be a vegan, you need a source of omega-3 fatty acids, and you'll get that in flax oil. See, I'm not strong enough to do this with one hand, so I'm going to have to put this down. Turn it this way. So I get about a tablespoon of this a day. This is omega-3, and you need maybe 2 tablespoons of omega-6. Omega-6 is found in most vegetable oils, including olive oil, tahini, peanut butter. Omega-6 is easy to get. Omega-3 is rare. Omega-3 is found in flax oil. You can get it in fish oil, like salmon. I don't eat salmon, but I know people love salmon. And you can also get it from chia and from hemp seed. It's greens like this don't have much oil in them, but half of the oil in kale is omega-3. So in theory, if you ate enough kale every day, you would get the omega-3 that you need. Then the body converts it into DHA. Now, some people say you need DHA pure from its original source, and the only place you're going to get that is in fish oil. But your body, if you're a healthy person, can easily convert omega-3 into DHA and EPA. So the next steps, we're going to add some of these sprouted mung beans. Now to sprout, you just put it in a bowl with water. Don't use a sprouting jar because there's not enough air circulation, and this is the sprouted rye berries. Sometimes I use kamut. Any kind of berry will sprout. Rice will not sprout because rice has had the germ milled off of it, so it's not quite as healthy. But because the shell has been removed, people don't have stomach issues with it. When you eat ground up whole wheat, you're eating the ground up shells, and the shells have anti-nutrient qualities. And the result of that is that some people whose stomachs have been harmed have a reaction to it. Doesn't bother me. So I just put a little bit of this on. Just enough for taste. It's very runny. And you need to stir it up from time to time to get because it'll settle out, and then you'll be left with the bottom full of a really hard or sticky, and it won't pour anymore. And I still eat it, but you have to dig it out with a spoon or a knife. So this is a delectable dish. It's not going to make you fat. You could add a little olive oil for taste occasionally. Olive oil is one of the healthier oils because it doesn't break down. Even if you don't refrigerate it, it doesn't break down. And it has beta-carotenes in it, but it's not going to have much of the essential fatty acids that you need. So this is a morsel of yummy food. Oh, I forgot the salt. Now, some people get too much salt. You have to avoid tasting salt. Most of the salt that you get is going to be in your meat. And meat's very salty. And if you don't eat meat, then you should feel free to use salt on other things. Now, this is not Morton's iodized salt. This is kosher salt. It's just sea salt. It doesn't have the chemicals in it that absorb moisture that commercial salt has in it. Nor does it have iodine. And you need iodine. Most of us are iodine deficient. So you can get your iodine a couple of ways. One is kelp pills, and I take 2 of those a day. And you can also use liquid iodine, and it's called Lugol's. You can get Lugol's 5% or Lugol's 2% iodine. So you would take 1 drop of 5% Lugol's iodine and put it in a glass of water and add some apple cider vinegar. These both stimulate good, healthy stomach. And if you get some iodine like that every day, you'll find that the blues will go away. There'll be less. We're all iodine deficient. And the Japanese get about 10,000 micrograms of iodine because they eat a lot of fish. So you can safely eat that much iodine. And 1 drop of Lugol's, 5%, is going to have about 10,000 micrograms. I have to check. I'm not sure that's international units or micrograms. Anyway, the typical dose of iodine, recommended daily amount, I think is about 400 micrograms. But that's the amount of iodine you need to take to avoid a swollen thyroid, a goiter. That's not necessarily the amount you need to eat in order to optimize your health. So I theorize that we humans, we went through an aquatic phase. There's the aquatic ape hypothesis. And during that period, we ate a lot of fish. And we lived on the shores and we lived on the rivers, so we had a lot of fish. So that's why we've been accustomed to getting our essential fatty acids through fish. But you can also get it through vegetables, flax, hemp, chia, and eating a lot of greens. So this is today's recipe: steamed kale with lemon, with flax oil, with nutritional yeast. Oh, let's put it on. Loaded with B vitamins. Today is January the 30th, 2016. This is from the kitchen of James Robert Deal. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.